Hey everyone, Brian here with IPS Tech Hub, and today I'm super excited to show you some of the power products that we use on our integrations. Today we are at Grace Community Church in Brentwood, Tennessee, where we've actually installed a panel just recently. I know a lot of people think, well, why do I need, a smart panel, or what is a smart panel? Well, to break it down, a lot of times we have these problems where we have a big system and we can't turn it all on and off from one place. Or maybe there's a breaker panel in the back or the front, or maybe your volunteers just don't remember to turn off the system after each use. The problem with that is that over time, you're adding excess wear and tear to your items, such as your lighting fixtures that run power supplies constantly, LED walls, even your consoles, if they don't get remembered, or your amps to be turned off. It's also a great way to help protect it from surges because it physically disconnects the line side wiring. So if something comes in, if you have a voltage spike or a lightning strike while you're not here, your console isn't still plugged in and potentially being damaged by these other things. Also helps on wear and tear for maintenance. I've seen fixtures that may have been on for over a year have thousands of hours, even though they only get used maybe 5 or 6 hours a week. And that obviously becomes a problem in the long term for your longevity of your brand new equipment. So today, we're here with the Lyntec RPC 348. This is one of their medium format electrical panels. It completely replaces the panel that, say, your electrical contractor would put in. Lyntec offers a lot of options from sidecars that are just relay panels if you're retrofitting and already have a system. Or in this scenario for us, since this is a brand new building, we were able to just replace and coordinate with the general contractor and electrical contractors for this panel. So this panel serves as our main panel. We have it all networked together, which is one of those great things from Lyntec, that all their products communicate. So within this panel, we are serving our lighting circuits that are up on the ceiling, as well as some of our remote racks and our front of house equipment. Through their GUI, which is a graphic user interface, is super intuitive on how you can assign zoning, you can assign circuitry layout, so that way you can label your breakers remotely in the software. So if you need to go in and you have a problem, first thing you can check is this breaker tripped? And that's super handy if that panel is on the complete opposite side of your facility. It also offers app control. So if you are leaving your church and you log into the app, which can be remote even from 3G, you don't even have to be in the Wi-Fi in the building. You say, oh man, did I forget to turn off that amp rack? Or are my stuff still on? You can log in and remotely turn that off from literally anywhere you have digital signal service. So we'll jump into it. Right here on my laptop here, I've gone in and we've configured this a few days ago to where we can see all of our panels. The top half being this panel we're sitting by. Panel C is actually a remote panel on the other side of the building. And panel D is a rack mount unit that's in front of house. So within this, after it's been set up, we can even go to our control tab and I can physically sequence the panel from here. So what you're hearing is internal contacts actually opening and closing. In this case, closing since we're turning it on. One of the great things about Lintec is that as you set up your panel, whether it's all on, all off sequencing, you can actually say how many seconds you want between each zone being turned on and even each circuit between the zone. We have a remote control panel at front of house, and that actually sequences our entire system versus where we are here in the application and going through it individually. Some of the other neat things in here, like I said, being able to name your items, your emergency control when you go into your setups. So now with new and fancier fire systems, you have your audio system has to be shut off whenever a fire alarm goes off for enunciators. Well, this is able to do that for you. It takes a contact closure in from your fire service provider and literally shuts down the system in a matter of milliseconds. So that way your life safety systems take priority. And we know that that is super important and it's code compliant, and that's what those inspectors want to see. In through your networking, you can actually, like I say, add up to 9 remote panels. So in this scenario, we just have 2 remotes and 1 master. We're working on another project south of Nashville at Croystone Quarry that has 6 panels. So we will actually be utilizing that remote function a lot there. Protocols that it takes in, if you're not just doing contact closures or apps, you can use RS-232, DMX, like I said, normal contact closures, even streaming ACN if it still needs to be on a network, and even going through telnet protocols, like I said, when you need to get onto an application outside your facility. Inside your panels, this is where we can set up everything. So right now, like I said, 2 zones for the panels, but we can literally add 12 zones of individual control. So instead of having to have multiple panels in one place, we can actually disperse this panel and zone it out if you have a large facility and half your circuits are on one side and half are on the other. So all in all, Lintec, like I said, gives you these awesome opportunities to make sure your equipment is, protected from maintenance issues from being on all the time, from surge suppression, even has remote capabilities. So that way, if you forgot, or maybe you don't know if your volunteer was as diligent as maybe you expected, to come take care of that. Some of the great offerings are, like I said, our 348. They offer an 83 space panel, smaller panels into the 30 space format, relay panels up to 64 channels if you're retrofitting an existing system, standalone systems for if you have things that are small rack format, and even small, what they call XPC controllers to do standalone super small systems for just a couple circuits. So lots of different options from the biggest of big to just single systems. Hope you enjoyed learning about Lintec today and all the offerings it gives you for controlling your facility. Be sure to follow our socials at ips.live, and we'll see you next time.